Hello, and welcome to my 29th video introducing my book, Debugging Shakespeare. I believe that the person we know as Giordano Bruno may have been the same as bard alias Dr. Robert Flood, who also produced a book on memory, as well as John Florio, who allegedly met him. Whoever Bruno was, he appeared to be a polymath, but was nevertheless allegedly burnt at the stake by Catholics. Here is an analysis on the Seekers of Unity channel called The Real Story of Giordano Bruno, Why Was He Burnt Alive?
The Theosophists in the 19th century saw him as one of their own, with their founding women claiming to be his reincarnation. In the 1960s, the historians Francis Yates and D.P. Walker painted him as a Hermeticist magician and mystic, situating him squarely among the alchemists, Gnostics, Neoplatonists, occultists, and religious reformers of the Renaissance. In 1991, John Bosse even proposed that he was a spy engaged in espionage for the Queen of England. In 1997, Karen Sylvia de Leon Jones argued a fringe position that he was a believing and practicing Kabbalist. In 1999, Hilary Gatti, a historian of science, made the case that he was a scientist. In 2002, Farinella and Preston deduced that he was in fact a mathematician. Ingrid Rowland, in 2008, following the lead of Giovanni Aquilessia, presented Bruno the philosopher, with a nuanced eye to the internal interplay between philosophy, theology, and poetry in his writings. And most recently, in 2014, to the eyes of millions of viewers, Neil deGrasse Tyson, in collaboration with Seth MacFarlane and National Geographic, animated Bruno as a scrawny astronomer and cosmologist. So, a heretic, a theologian, a spy, a pantheist, a scientist, a revolutionary, freethinker, humanist, rationalist, philosopher, mathematician, poet, magician, and occultist, Kabbalist, Hermeticist. Who was this guy?
I am not alone in suggesting that John Florio was a pseudonym of the bard, but let's see more of what Seekers of Unity have to say.
Bruno has been called a pioneer who roused Europe from its long intellectual sleep, one of the most adventurous thinkers of the Renaissance, the patron saint of every Italian who hates the Catholic Church, one of the most evil men that the earth has ever bore, a symbol of stubborn defiance in a society better known for its conformity, one of the great figures of early modern Europe, and one of the least understood, a precursor of modern civilization, a man of infinite knowledge, brave and brilliant, the outstanding philosopher of the Renaissance, one of the mighty, one of those strange, incomprehensible pioneer geniuses who lived centuries before their time. History has not yet registered a stable appraisal for Giordano Bruno, wrote Giorgio di Santillana. Let us together explore that instability. One thing that everyone can agree on is that Bruno was killed by the Catholic Church, martyred for his beliefs. Immortalized in bronze, his statue in Campi di Fiori, the Field of Flowers, a square in the center of Rome. The square where he was burnt alive still stands as a testimony to his cruel death, after having spent the better half of a decade languishing in an Inquisition prison cell, subject to severe interrogation, most probably torture. A man who so loved the fields, the woods, the streams, imprisoned underground, with hardly any food, no books and no writing material, itself a form of torture for a man of that nature. The Freemason Ettore Ferrari sculpted the monument to Bruno, which was erected in 1889 through the efforts of a group of Roman students, soon after the unification of Italy and its establishment as a secular republic, overthrowing the papal rule of Rome. A gesture that so infuriated the Vatican that in the late 1920s it lobbied Mussolini for its removal. Mussolini declined. For the students of a new Italy and a newly independent Rome, the statue was meant to prove that ideas can and must prevail over the attempts by authority to stifle them, writes.
We may never know who Bruno was for sure, but in my opinion his biography fits with the bard of Nantwich like a glove, and I believe the burnt at the stake story was just that, invented by him to advance the cause of Protestantism. Thank you for watching. There will be many more videos like this in the near future. The only way to get a full appreciation of who the bard really was is to buy my book. It is available only on Shopify. Please scan the QR code shown with your mobile and you will have a direct link to Shopify. Thank you.